Times, CNN, the Wall Street Journal. I looked at them all last night, and they're all saying, oh my God, it's murder in the streets in Iran. Oh my God, this human rights organization is saying, 172 dead. Okay, that human rights organization is based in London, and it's funded by the Israelis and Iranians in exile. And then, oh my God, there's this other human rights organization that's saying 500 dead. Yeah, that one's in Washington, and they take money from the CIA. So you can't.
So there's no reliable information.
There's no reliable information. Now, are people being killed in Iran? Absolutely, yes. But think of this too. Do we know that these people aren't being killed by Israeli-backed protesters? Because the Israelis have been bragging over the weekend that they're the ones backing the protesters. And I'll add another thing that literally no one is reporting. Protesters set on fire 48 fire engines in Tehran. 48 fire engines so that they cannot respond to fires. Why? Because it's the Israeli-backed protesters setting shit on fire. And this is just to make it worse.
Now, the thing is, okay, so for people who are listening and are thinking, okay, John's being conspiratorial and blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget that we know that Iran is riddled with people on the Mossad.
Something ain't right.
"24 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day," but this one's a little different. It sure is. Welcome, everybody, to Real Deal Media's #1 late night, sometimes late itself show, World at War. I am your late night host, Dean Ryan, and tonight is, well, I think the title says it all, 24 hours. In 24 hours it is that has been given to the Republic, the Islamic Republic of Iran, to stop the killing, surrender, do as we say, and then even if you do as we say, we're still going to kill you. You have to read between the lines here tonight. We're going to be getting into the World War III new playbook that is now here. We're going to be talking about that. It's the most prominent issue that I think people have become immune to at this given time, since we've been through this World War theater for a good portion of years now. And it's just a little too close for comfort this time around. And it's hard to convince myself otherwise that this is not a real threat, no matter which way you slice the deep state cake. I certainly concur to that. You saw in the opening, the cold opener there, you saw a former CIA agent, and are they ever former? You saw a former CIA agent, John Cacao, as he dropped that bombshell there, and what a bombshell that was about the human rights organizations that are decrying the killings, the slayings happening in Iran, which then gets picked up by the Sinclair Broadcasting and distributed about 4 a.m. In every major cable news network is cheerleading this. Even Trump himself. They're all paid off by Israel and Washington, which to me, they're the same now. They're all paid off to calculate certain numbers. Meanwhile, the ethnic cleansing is pretty much null and void, as Mike Pompeo seems to agree with that one there. In fact, he doesn't even want to recognize them. We'll talk about that too. So that was the cold opening there. And then literally followed by what just took place, I believe, this morning over there in Mar-a-Lago. If you missed it, they were having a Kabbalah Chabad ceremony in the ballroom, which is something unusual to see. I mean, you've always seen kind of the reverends, the Billy Grahams of the world doing, prayer before supper. But no, that was the bullhorn. That was the bullhorn of war. That's the golden trumpet, the golden tusk you might have heard about, is the most symbolic symbol of war there, as the crowd was cheering on war with Iran, death to Iran, as they were drinking their Cabernet Sauvignon made of the blood of the victims of all of the bombings of the last just year alone. And I'm not even kidding. I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding. So we're going to talk about that. Also, I have some clips of the Iranian president coming on the Fox News with Brett Baer, the Lego man himself, asking the tough questions. I'm batting my eyes for a reason. But it's very telling. It's very telling what that interview really possessed, which was a lot of reality truth that is not allowed in the Judea filter in algorithms out there. See, it's going to get me captioned too. So we'll have a look at that. Plus, Russia is getting in the mix. They're showing some solidarity with who? We'll find out. And what about second strikes in Venezuela? Are those going to go forward? Or is the global outrage, is it peaking? Is it peaking? And who's on the other side of the peak? So we'll talk about that. Plus, speaking of that, there's been power outages throughout New York City and Washington. I think widespread Verizon outages we're going to talk about and see who's affected by that. And are we next on the West Coast? What about the Middle Coast, too? I'm concerned about that as well. And Greenland, all the talk about Greenland, we'll get to that. And I have some studies about young people and how they feel in this time. And what are the retirees doing? I heard they're leaving the country. So we're talking about that, plus an impeachment. And in the latter half of tonight, just an incredible interview we're going to dissect. First time I've ever seen in my lifetime of a UK journalist, the irony, grilling Netanyahu in an interview. If you haven't seen this, it is extremely stunning kind of piece of work there. We're going to be looking at and taking your questions, comments, concerns, conjecture, and well, I think that's it at the moment. So that's that one. Okay, before we get started, we are broadcasting live on The Real Dean Ryan over there on Facebook. Just a lovely place. We're trying something new out there, which is probably not going to work out. I already know. I can see the numbers. I don't even want to explain. Okay, so we're also on Dan Ryan TV as well as Rumble. Hello, everybody. So good to see you. And by the way, thank you for the birthday wishes once again from yesterday. I was trying to keep that secret, but once you reach over 25, it's all downhill from here. Anyways, let's now get started with some World War III news, before we even get to Real Deal headlines, that's the kind of night it is. World War III here. Anyone home? Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Well, there's a lot of people who are home, and they might be bombed in the meanwhile. Well, get this now. The U.S. military to begin strikes in 24 hours. Many people in the EU are saying. I don't know how familiar they are with the matter or the bombing, but the U.S. military intervention is now underway. It's said to be in Iran, or it may begin within 24 hours. And by the way, you're going to see so many mixed emotional gestures and announcements here in this segment alone. It's going to be quite bipolar. Brace yourself, prepare. Well, an unnamed Israeli official now has also said it appeared Trump has decided to intervene, though the scope and timing remained unclear, though. Well, that's right. The U.S. military intervention in Iran could begin in the next 24 hours, two European officials also said. An unnamed Israeli, as we just shared with you, also stated the same thing. The United States is withdrawing some personnel from key bases in the region as precaution, and heightened regional tensions are now underway. Reuters, owned by Israeli-backed pompous people like Pompeo, well, they've also reported earlier today, citing unnamed U.S. officials as well. So there's a lot of unnamed people who just remain unnamed, as the disclosure follows remarks by a senior Iranian official who told Western journalists over there at Reuters earlier today that Tehran had warned neighbors hosting U.S. troops that it would hit American bases if Washington strikes. Now, Britain is also withdrawing some personnel from the airbase in Qatar ahead of the possible strikes by the U.S., as the newspaper The Mirror reported just earlier this afternoon. While the nations now encourage their citizens to leave Iran, Polish citizens should leave Iran immediately, the Polish Foreign Ministry said. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs urges the immediate departure from Iran and advises against all travel to this country. Well, there goes my just spring break vacation. I guess everybody's leaving now. Italy has also appeared and appealed to citizens to leave the Iranian country. And there's also around, just to note, and I had no idea, that 600 Italians also reside in Iran and go there for holiday. Now, this comes less than 24 hours after the U.S. has now urged its own citizens to leave Iran and advised them to consider departing by land to Turkey and Armenia. And they said, good luck by not getting hit by bombs from Israel. Best of luck to you and best wishes. U.S. citizens should leave now. The U.S. and UK have also withdrawn military personnel from the Middle East bases immediately. This comes shortly after the personnel were instructed to specifically depart from the U.S. military Al Alid Air Base over there in Qatar. Yeah, that one. Just incredible. The U.S. Embassy over there in Doha had also no immediate comment, but urged its citizens to do the same. So you see everybody's clearing out now. Now, the Iranian official who told Reuters that direct communications between Iran's foreign minister and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff have been suspended. The senior official added that U.S. threats to undermine diplomatic efforts in the potential meetings between the two officials to find diplomatic solution to a decades-long nuclear dispute have also been canceled. So all signs, hallmark signs are on the wall now that we're about to get into another Israeli war. And we have those bastards to thank for it. Doesn't that just make you happy? Don't you just want to find a Christian Zionist pastor and just punch him out right there? Because I sure do. Where's Greg Locke? Somebody find him. Don't you just want to find Mike Huckabee and just pull his limbs off? Because I sure do. Because that's the kind of Christian I want to be. Okay, so there's what's happening with the new war. We're going to have another war, another generational war, and we're going to be paying for it. So here is the president now of Iran talking now, because it's just so stunning the way that U.S. media covers this thing. This is let me pronounce his name right. Where's my manners? Iran's foreign minister, arigato domo. Unusual. He's asked, and pay attention, he's asked how many people were killed in the protest. I don't want to give it away. No spoilers here. You'll find out, but just pay attention to that question. Keep up with the changes, and I think you'll enjoy this one. Here it is on Fox.
There are reports, sir, that anywhere from 2,500 to more than 12,000 protesters in various cities have been killed by the regime. How many people have been killed?
I have to tell you the story. When terrorist elements led from outside, entered these, protests and started to shoot, police forces, police officers and security forces. And there were terrorist cells. They came in. They used Daesh-style terrorist, operations. They got police officers, burned them alive, they beheaded them, and they started shooting at police officers and also to the people. So as a result, for 3 days, we had, in fact, fighting against terrorists and not, with the protesters. It was completely a different story. The reason I have to explain, and this is important, why they started to shoot at people, for one reason, they wanted to increase the number of deaths. Why? Because President Trump has said that if there are killings, he would intervene. And they wanted to drag him into this conflict. And that was exactly an Israeli plot. They wanted to drag the President of the United States in this conflict. So they started to increase the number of deaths by killing ordinary people, by killing police officers, by starting a kind of, fighting inside the different cities.
Yeah, did you hear that? 48 fire trucks, were burned. This is the exact same simulation that took place in 2020. We had Antifa burning everything down, and the whole goal of that was to create an outrage and a decry to the outside world, outside the United States. Look at Trump, the emperor, just blackbagging all of these Antifa people who are just totally harmless. Even people on The View said it back then. Remember Moppy Goldberg? She was saying that too, they're not a violent group of people. That was the whole setup for what we're now seeing take place in Iran. And they're terrorists. They're terrorists. And you have Mossad and all these people and just bragging about it. But because I guess, Mr. Lego Man, Brett Baer doesn't cover it, so it's not real. It's not real until, it's official. So 24 hours. This damn mic. 24 hours. So let's continue on this tirade here because I can't believe it. So now as this is happening, remember the braggadocious manner of it all. You always see the bragging in the beginning of these wars, especially from the people who don't have to fight it. Isn't that amazing? Now, in this next clip, you're going to see a general of the IDF at the recent Jerusalem Post conference, I believe in Washington. Look what they're bragging about and boasting about. And tell me how you feel after that. And I might do the same because I have no choice. I can't hold it back anymore. I can't fight this feeling.
We understand that another fight with Iran and Hezbollah and possibly the Houthis is imminent. And today I can say something we couldn't have said a month ago. This regime is going down. There will be no Iranian regime. And this is going to change entirely the future of Israel.
How it will happen? Can you describe us? It will be an American attack. It will be an Israeli-American attack.
So I think it's going to be an American-led attack with the assistance of Israel. Iranians, even before the demonstrations, they started rearming again. They wanted revenge. They want to attack us. They want to shoot massive amounts of ballistic missiles on us. And Israel prepared for a preemptive attack. But as Israel was preparing for a preemptive attack that might have happened even today, the demonstration started, and a clear message for President Trump: we are not going to let you shoot these demonstrators. We are going to defend them. And indeed, I think that we'll see in the very near future a massive American attack with the help of Israel and with the demonstrators. I think this regime stands no chance, and they will fall. And I can tell you, as I said, the bigger the win will be, the greater the golden age of Israel and the Jewish people will be the day after. The day after this war, there will be peace agreements, and the economy is going to boom. We must unite behind our Jewish Zionist values. With no spirit, we cannot deal with all these challenges. And this is the most important thing that Jews need to do. Need to remember how great they are. They are the heroes of the story, not the villains in the story. And really get the Jewish...
Oh, it was so good. Oh, my God. It was just heroic. Oh, you saw me clapping. That's exactly the golden age. Did everybody hear that? It wasn't the DJT? Wasn't that the boost and the boasting of all of 2024, the campaign? We're going into the new golden age. And here is that goblin there boasting about the golden age. He said, for the Jewish people and the Jewish people and the Zionist, somewhere, I guess we're supposed to be somewhere in that category. I guess not. We're just the serfs, the servants. Yeah, because we're the dogs. Well, you know what? Sometimes dogs, we break loose and we just attack and we bite and ferociously just eliminate our enemies as well. And he's first on the line. I'm telling you, first on the list, top of it as well. So there's that. So you can see the braggadocious nature of it all. Really, it's just incredible how that works. Continuing with some World War III news. Well, now just Russia has some solidarity. They want to just remind this administration about. Let me tell you about this. This is coming out of Natural News, and thank the heavens for it. Now, as we continue on with Russia proclaims solidarity with Venezuela. Now, I think a lot of people are. I think it's more than Russians, but we'll go with this first. Well, here's what this really is spurring about now. The U.S. military who captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and well, I guess we should call him the new model for Old Navy. I mean, did you see 8 wardrobe changes within 30 minutes? Maybe they did a scene and they're like, cut, do it again. Well, causing a constitutional crisis, as everybody knows. Venezuela's Supreme Court then appointed Delcy Rodriguez as the new interim president. Now, Russia and China and other nations fiercely condemned the U.S. action, calling it illegal aggression, international banditry, and the violation of Venezuela's sovereignty motivated by the desire of natural resources. This is that just dawned on me. This is the exact redlining, red herring redlining that many warhawks were telling China not to do with Taiwan. And here we are showing them how to do it and showing them that there's absolutely no consequences. In fact, everybody should be invading your neighbor. Hey, your neighbor's got a new barbecue, a new car. Hey, just go over there and take it. Hey, your neighbor's got a hot wife. Just knock him out and take her with and drag her by her hair, because that's what the new golden age is all about. Who needs contracts? Who needs rules? Who needs law? Who needs moralities? Who needs anything except for that Zionist rat-looking jackass from the last segment? Now, legal experts now have also warned and confirmed that the operation was illegal under international law, whatever that is, as it was not an act of self-defense by any measure. No, it's not. It involved a military incursion on foreign soil without consent. Oh, they're scared now. We're certainly soiling ourselves. Now, within the U.S., the legal justification relies on broad presidential powers. You have to declare war through the Congress, who represent the people, and has the responsibility to check such actions. Now, Maduro is unlikely to successfully claim immunity as head of the state of the U.S. court. Yeah, there's no diplomatic immunity in New York. Now, the event marks a dangerous escalation that is going to give the United States a black eye for quite some time, destabilizing the Venezuelan region and country as we know it, raising questions about the erosion of international law and potential for increased greater power conflicts, power grabs in Latin America as a whole. Yeah, this Zionist empire is going for it all. They're going for all the places where China resides. So Canada, they're going for it. Mexico, they're already there with Sheinbaum, the president already. They're going for all of South America. They're now, notice too, they're going for the Argentina, where they had the Patagonia fires. If you don't know what that is, a quick little cliff note is you had Mealy, the president, who certainly loves trannies, but you didn't hear it from me, just signed into law that you can buy all the land that you want. If you're from Israel, you just go ahead, have right at it. There's no limitations, no holds bar. And within, I want to say hours, the entire region, the Patagonia region of beautiful country of Argentina, was in flames. And now you have hundreds of thousands of protesters, I should say, just protesting throughout Argentina and Chile, believe it or not. And make no mistake that Argentina was definitely a target by the Zionists, because not only is the president a Zionist wannabe, but also the China's space program is based in Argentina, as we shared with you a few years back. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable. So that's what they're doing with this incredible solidarity with Venezuela now. Russia is proclaiming that. Now, what are they going to do if there's continuation of strikes in Russia? Before we get to real deal headlines, let me tell you about this now, because now Trump is now halting a second wave of Venezuela strikes amid claims of cooperation as global outrage has now grown to a fever pitch. And that's just with me. Well, despite the Trump denial of imminent strikes, the U.S. deployed massive military force, the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is a disgraceful name to call any boat, the F-35Bs, drones, and well over 10,000 troops near Venezuela, because, you know, those fishing boats are very dangerous. Yes, they are. Ever catch your finger on a hook? Under the pretext of targeting drug networks. Yes. Well, analysts suspect regime change is the real goal, but who are they? Well, after the U.S. Special Forces kidnapped Maduro and his wife in a raid condemned internationally, Trump has abruptly canceled further strikes, claiming cooperation, likely due to backlash from BRICS and the global southern regions. Now, Trump announced $100 billion in big oil investment plans for Venezuela's vast reserves, while Caracas released political prisoners now. Now, a move critics see coerced under the U.S. military pressure rather than genuine diplomacy, more like disingenuous diplomacy. Russia, China, and all of Latin America as a whole have denounced the operations as a legal regime change, while the U.S. claims Maduro's narco-terrorism ties lack evidence, exposing the intervention as an oil and resource power play. The abduction of a sitting president mirrors past CIA coups, signaling a return to the imperialistic tactics, with U.S. warships still poised offshore. This could escalate into a broader conflict or solidify U.S. presence in Latin America for a great long while. So there it is. We have the military buildup, and it's certainly building in the Middle East right now with Iran. No doubt about that at all. No doubt about that, because this is what just came down the D.C. Beltway, I should say, within the last couple of hours here. We can report to you that Donald Trump has now deployed 3 missile-armed destroyers as strike on Iran is now imminent. This is now being reported through the Express and other foreign newspapers, just not here in the U.S. That's certainly the case. Donald Trump has now sent 3 missile-armed destroyers to the Middle East amid reports that the strike on the country is now imminent. New York Times cites, as they're now picking up on the story, several Pentagon officials who add at least 1 missile-launching submarine is also in the region. It comes as the Iranian regime has killed thousands of said-to-be protesters in a brutal crackdown, with images showing body bags lining the streets in some cities. Trump has told the Iranians to keep protesting, adding that the help is on the way. although a pathway of destruction and burned buildings from the protesters. They should keep going. And they're saying almost the entire world is watching this happen live. And a lot of power players are, well, pro-protesters, if we can say that. Now, I say it's bipolar because look at this here. I have this clip. And this is quite interesting, bizarre, because you have now Trump giving other indications that there's not going to be a strike. This is what I don't understand here. I hope to God I have it. Here it is right here. I believe this is it. Check this. It's a short clip. This is what does not make sense to me as we have a look at this. We try to make sense of the senseless. So that was a recent report. Now, earlier in the day, probably midday, well, this took place in the Oval Office.
We've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping. It's stopped. It's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or an execution or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it.
It means nothing. No, that's another lullaby. That's another lullaby and broken promise there. This is such a grave mistake beyond measure here tonight. Beyond measure. Okay, now let's get to some real deal headlines and see what else is going on in this very confusing world and a confusing time. Real deal headlines. Let's talk about it. And let's see what's happening now as a new outage is now underway over there in certain regions of the eastern parts of the United States now, as Verizon saying there is a blackout. Yeah. And I'm blacking out myself right now with everything happening. I would agree to that. Well, this is a widespread blackout in this case now, as Verizon is saying an outage that has prompted now emergency alerts throughout Washington and, yes, throughout New York City. New York State Assembly member Anil Bipan, that's Anil Bipan, has called the Federal Communications Commission to investigate the hours-long service outage. And we've been, by the way, this is almost like a bi-monthly, every 2 weeks kind of ordeal on the West Coast as well. And I think we're going to be having a lot of these power outages due to the new AI smart cities taking up all of our power as a nation. That's how much it's going to cost in that form. Well, now Verizon said today its wireless service was suffering an outage affecting cellular data and voice services. To note, the nation's largest wireless carrier said its, quote, engineers are engaged and are working to identify and solve this issue promptly. Verizon also issued its statement after a swath of social media comments directed at it, with users saying that their mobile service and devices were showing no bars or service whatsoever and needed an SOS, indicating a lack of connection. Now, why is it the biggest? Well, Verizon has more than 146 million customers and appears to have been started experiencing these issues around noon East Coast time earlier today. The Verizon, in closing here, has issued two more statements earlier, again saying its engineers were working to address the issue. Everyone should just go back home, turn off their lights, and shut their mouths. Okay, so there you have it with them. I guess we get it now. They're very stern in what they mean, and we'll take their word for it. So now in this next piece here, there's been a lot of just worry on, I should say concern from me, and I take a lot of grief from people who are all for it. It just never really made a lot of sense to me, the whole National Guard ordeal, and why are they in the cities, and what's truly the point of it. I've said it's for a future event, and I think once again, the great Karnak that I am, I'm going to be proven right, sadly. Well, now that's in this next clip, you're going to see Pete Megaseth and Trump together, the tag team duo, talk about how the National Guard is really a response force. For what, you might ask? Well, we can hypothesize after. Check this out. I think we get the gist here.
The next generation of young people won't
I'm sorry, that's the human beef jerky. This one right
Secretary Hegseth, sir, a memo circulating on social media details the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April of 2026. Can you verify the authenticity of that memo, and do you have any more information on the operations?
I'm not going to answer particulars on something that may be in the planning process, but we definitely do have multiple layers of National Guard response forces, whether it's in each state, whether it's regionally, whether it's Title 10 active duty, whether it's Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of different ways that constitutionally and legally we can employ Title 10 and Title 32 forces, and we will do so when necessary.
The next generation of young people won't remember October 7th in the same way. That's true in Israel and in America and broadly in the world. And we need to make sure two things. One, it's not that we don't forget. We need to make sure that the story is told properly so that when the history books write this, they don't write about the victims of Gaza, right? They can't, the history, and it's, I should be a little more precise. There were victims in Gaza, right? It's true. There are civilian casualties in every war that's ever been fought. But the victims were the people of the nation state of Israel. Though that the aggressor was the Iranian regime in the proxy of Hamas. And we need to make sure that the history books reflect that. And that requires each of us every day to talk about.
You will never be able to defeat racism because racism is a mentality and an ideology, right? You can't dictate your way out of how people think. What you can do is you can tell a bus driver in the 21st century that if you tell a black guy to go to the back of the bus, we will haul your ass to jail that night. Yet for whatever reason, when it comes to anti-Semitism, when someone commits an anti-Semitic act, we don't send them to jail. Instead, we get the ADL to say, let's bring them to a Holocaust museum, which A, gives them pretty bad ideas, and B, doesn't solve anything about the fundamental issue that they violated the law. So the way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple, and I'm really besides myself that we don't push for this with all the major Jewish organizations. When someone commits a crime, stop sending them on El Al flights. That will make them more anti-Semitic, I guarantee it. Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated. I don't care if people think that we have horns. I don't care if people think we control the banks. I don't care if people think that we run Hollywood. I don't have them think what they want. What I care is when they
I've been talking to myself. Can anybody hear me? Anybody hear?